Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism, and this video is sponsored by contribution from Caroline. And Caroline sent in a general contribution, which I'll use for this video. So we've talked in ad nauseum on baby boomers, and we'll continue to talk ad nauseum at baby boomers. And I said in prior video that COVID was the boomers' wet dream. COVID ended up being the boomers' ultimate tool to impose their will on society and on people, regardless of how you feel on COVID. I'm not making that this is not about COVID in general. This is about the boomers. This is about the boomers' need and the boomers' use of COVID to do what boomers do, to try to impose their will on society. And as we know, when the boomer doesn't get their way, look out. Look out. You tell a boomer no. You tell a boomer I'm not going along with something. You tell a boomer anything that they don't like and you don't give them away. Give them their way. Look out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter if you're with your children. It doesn't matter who's around. They will say the nastiest, meanest, most horrendous, heinous things to you and your children, at the same time being the biggest hypocrites that ever walked the face of the earth, refusing to take accountability or any type of self-responsibility on anything. What we have here is a video of a boomer in a Burger King. And this boomer is upset that that her life is being put at risk in a Burger King. She's in a Burger King, complaining that her life is being put at risk by everyone else and the children because they're not wearing masks. And again, this isn't a statement, or this isn't a video about this is an anti or pro mask video. We know where I stand on it. You guys all know where I'm at. That's not what this is about. This is about the entitlement of the boomer to just forego their own hypocrisy, and you have to give in to their will or watch out.
Well, that's up to them. They can tell me to leave if they want.
You're an asshole.
Look at his fat boomer. She's demanding they leave because they're not wearing masks. They don't have to leave because it's not a mask mandate anymore.
I hope your mother gets sick and dies, and your kids too.
I hope your mother gets sick and dies, and your children and your kids too. Right to the children. Right in front of the children. It reminds me of what my father Normus said to my brother about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when we went to go confront him, when all my brother's Social Security money was missing, his bond money was missing. Where was it? And we went over there and we got into this whole big thing, how my father takes over everything. And this is what my brother wanted to do. This was his idea. And my brother he had to have surgery on because he had a strangulated testicle where his testicles got twisted up and it would just literally drop him to the floor like he got kicked in the balls. It sucked. So they had to go in there, cut him open, and detangle him. And as the story goes, and I've told it before, as they're about to wheel my brother into surgery, the urologist is trying to explain to my brother, the process, the surgical process. on, right? And my father's there. And my father takes over the conversation. And it's like, I got this pain here, and like, whoa, what are you doing? And doc, like, we're wheeling your son in surgery right now. You're gonna making this into you and about yourself. And when my brother's like, you did this, my father's immediate response to him was, you should have died on that slab. Mind blowing. Years later, I had to remind my brother of that. He goes, how do you remember that? I'm like, how do you forget it? Because at the time it was only like 5 years later. Like, how do you forget it? That's the boomer when you call them out, when you point out their hypocrisy, when they tell you no, they will wish death on you and your children, even your own family.
Your mother gets sick and dies, and your kids too.
You hope people die?
I hope your kids do, because they should have a mask on.
I hope your kids die because they should have a mask on. Look at a girl leaving in tears.
My kids die.
Just go like she's the queen of the Burger King. She's the queen of the fucking Burger King. She's worried about her health and getting a fucking double Whopper with cheese. This is the hypocrisy of these people you got to deal with. This is how they think, not only, and they were like this long before COVID. It's like this in any situation where they want their way, okay, and they feel entitled to it, yet they are so obtuse that they don't even understand their surroundings. Like, it doesn't matter. They're standing in the middle of a fucking Burger King yelling at children for not having a mask on because of her health. Look at the size of her ankles here. Look at the size of her ass. Look at the size of her, this dried out boomer fat bitch, yelling at children about her health. I remember some guy yelled at Erin in a diner because she was swinging her feet and like hitting it. And, all you had to do was turn around and say, hey, she's swinging. Like, turn around, start like, what's wrong with you, to Erin? And Erin remembered this because the last time I talked to her, I had mentioned it. She's like, oh my God, I remember that. And I told the guy, I'm like, do you want to go outside and maybe we can have this conversation? Like, no. Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't know how this father kept it together.
You're gonna ask.
You made the little girl cry. You made the little girl cry.
Yeah.
I should be able to make a little girl cry. I should be, with my fat ass, be able to make a little girl cry in a Burger King because of my health. And she's proud of it. The boomer has no shame. The boomer has no humility. You can't shame these fucking people. They're entitled. It don't matter. It don't matter that her feet are basically look like loaves of bread stuck into some fucking flip-flops. Ugh. They all think the leopard print makes them look thin or makes them look cool. Like, this is how my mother dressed. This is exactly how Drunky went out. If she had black hair, she could be Drunky. 100%. 100%.
They should wear masks.
Well, if they're too young.
No, they're not too young. They're 12 years old.
Who are you to decide? Who are you to decide? Who are you that wants masks on children? And we already know what the science is on that. We already know. She just wants to impose her will. Why? Because she's old. She's angry. She's fat. She sees a father there with his children, and it just fucking gnaws at her.
I mean, but you shouldn't look at a little girl and tell them that you hope they die.
Masks are only for people like me, right? Men, people like me, who think that you're deceived.
Oh, shut up, asshole. Get the hell out of here.
Look, there's no, it's not mandatory for him to come.
So they don't want your
Well,
germs.
it says it
Find out
is.
straight up what happened. We're not going to
Poor kid, like, you know, and the father leaves with the kid because at some point, like, she should have been thrown out. She should have been thrown out. And then she stands there because the boomer thinks they own everything. There's nothing the boomer isn't entitled to. So now she's the queen of Burger King.
That's kid. All right, we should be thinking about his kid.
His kid was
Like
And
that.
it doesn't matter. Everybody's telling her, except the old man, I guess, who she was with. Whatever simp old boomer she is already sitting eating his double Whopper with cheese. Okay? Everyone else is like, what in the hell is wrong with you?
They're going to make them run to school for 8 hours.
And you love it. And they loved it. And they loved it.
But that's not your place to judge that. Let him deal with that.
Yeah, so I can get sick and die, and you can die, and these people.
So I could get sick and die. Oh, yeah, and large fries, extra large fries with that. Okay. The hypocrisy of these people. And then when you call them out, they play the victim. And then when they kind of know they're in the wrong, that's when that's when the real nastiness comes out. Your children should die. Your mother should die.
People can die. I work in a hospital. I see people die every day. It's bad.
What hospital? Exactly. And there's a problem. If she actually works at a hospital, that should just go to show you what going to a hospital will get you. The type of care or the type of people and the mentality in some of those hospitals. Frightening. They didn't tell you at the hospital, though, okay, not to go get 2 Whoppers and an extra large fry, right? They didn't tell you that.
See your father dying? It's not good.
My mom works in the nursing field too.
It's bad.
And she didn't say she was a nurse. She said she worked at the hospital. She probably works in the goddamn cafeteria, fat bitch.
That's his choice.
No, it's not. I brought the wine. I'll tell the wine that Burger King here does not make you work.
DeWine, so that's Ohio. And the worker just said that's his decision. No, it's not. It's not. The boomers want to control everybody in everything. That's why COVID was their wet dream. They couldn't stop jacking off over it because it just gave them the ability to impose their will and bully people and wish death on people's children and to walk out of there thinking they're the fucking good guy. You wish death on a child for not wearing a mask in a Burger King. As she's still ordering, she's still going to get her fucking double Whopper, okay, and her extra large fry, sit her fat ass down and guzzle it into her face. How is she getting it in her mouth, okay, without taking the fucking mask off?
Wear a mask and they'll shut you down. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, she's leaving. Let's go. Okay. And there's the simp, obviously the simp husband or whoever's standing behind her. Let's go. So at least she left without her fucking Whopper with cheese, right? I've been telling you about these people. Watch out when they try to push this on you again, because you know who's going to be leading the charge. You know exactly who's going to be leading the charge on this. I can't even imagine. I mean, having your child talk to like that, having some fat fucking bitch in a Burger King tell you they wish your child dead because her health is at risk. That's the boomer, though. And that's how they'll be until the last one is around. Again, I know not all of them, but most of them. And that's just the way it is. So thank you so much, Caroline, for the contribution. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you like to expose, you like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to follow both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.